All right, task number 5 now. So let's run the backend in the correct network, because remember when I mentioned if you just run a container, that's going to run in the default bridge network, but we want to run in the one that we actually created. So before we do anything, so before we can run the backend, we need to push it to Docker Hub. So let's do that. So this is the Cloud9, and then I'm going to bring it again. I can do a push. Okay, let's go back to here. No, not here, actually, here. So make sure that it's there. Yep, it's pushed. So I can just basically run that. Let me see if there's some option I need to do. Yeah, so the option that we need to be careful with is --net. So that's how we specify where we want the container to run, in which network. So I'm gonna do Docker run. And also notice that if I do Docker images, my backend is not there, but I don't have to do a pull. I can just do Docker run. Docker's gonna take care of that for me. Let's run in detach mode, which is mean background. Then --net equals backend, and then the name of the image. So let me just make sure I copied correctly. I'm gonna copy from here. And there it is. Sorry, let's do that. See, so it's downloaded for me, even though it's not there. All right, Docker PS, we can see that our backend is running. Let's see what we need to do next. Actually, let me just do a logs. We're still getting the same error, which is good. What we need to do now is to obtain the flag. We need to inspect the container and get the IP address of that container. To do that, we first need to obtain the container ID. So Docker PS backend is right here at the top. So just copy that, and we can do Docker inspect. So inspect is a command to inspect containers, inspect networks, images. You can inspect a lot of things, not just containers. So copy that, and we get a huge JSON object with a lot of information about the container. But what we're looking for is the IP address, which is this one right here. And what we need to do is, so there is a tool called JQ. So if I do pipe JQ, that's going to return a JSON in a little prettier format. And so what we're going to do is we're going to filter, right? We're going to pass a filter to JQ so we can obtain the IP address. And the flag is going to be that filter. So if I do JQ, and then there is an option called -r that I use a lot. So if you don't use -r with JQ, the answer or the value is going to be with quotes. If you don't need quotes, like you have like an automated, some automated system, you can do -r. That's going to remove the quotes for you. All right. So first thing JQ is, let's take a look at the top. So at the top we have an array, I believe. Yeah. So we have an array, and first thing is to do a dot, right? So we're talking about this object. And then we need to select the item in this array. So the item, there is only one, so which means that I need to specify 0 indexes start at 0. So it's going to be .0. And then after that, let's take a look at the next key. So we're just basically going to specify keys separated by dots. So take a look at the first item here. We're going to scroll down and find network settings. Scroll down a little bit more, graph driver, and there we go. So we've got network settings. So that's the next key that we're looking for. So network settings, and then dot after that, what comes next is networks. Yeah, so after network settings, we have networks. So dot networks, dot, and then backend. So that's the name of the network. Backend, dot, and then finally the IP address. I remember some people were trying to, they were able to get the IP address with less keys, but the goal here is just to use as many keys as you could until you get to the IP address, right? So that's why some people were they're saying, oh, the flag is not correct. It's just because you need to specify every single key up to the IP address. If I do that, notice that there's no quote around the IP address. If I remove -r, there is a quote, so that's why we use -r from time to time. Yeah, all right, so this is basically the flag. So this is the filter for JQ. Let me copy that. Back here. And so dev slope CTF. Okay, hopefully everything's correct. All right, there you go. That's the flag.